Hey everyone, and welcome to Gardening with Ben. Well, it's now the end of May, and have we had a successful month or have we had a failure? Well, I've got to say it's been a tough month. This month has May, because we've had no rain. Literally no rain most of May. It's been so dry and barren, having to keep things watered, having to try and plant in this weather and keep things alive so that it takes in the ground and gets growing. Thankfully, we got some rain this week. We've had a lot of rain the last few days down where I am, so everything is starting to grow well and take in the soil now. So hopefully things will get growing and hopefully get a good produce from down here at the allotment. But overall, I've got to say this month has been pretty successful. I don't get as many days down here now on the allotment. I only get a couple of days a week down here, so it's a case of trying to get everything planted as fast as possible and get all the beds weeded to get them in the ground. But we've got in peas, we've got in sweet corn, we've got broccoli in, we've got cauliflower in, we've got potatoes in, we've got pumpkins in, we've got radish, spring onions, sweet corn, lettuce. We have got lots of things in the ground. We've still got loads more things to get in, I'll tell you that for sure, and I've got loads more seeds to get started, but we'll be talking about that in our June episode of what we're going to be planting this next month. But yeah, we've got loads of things in the ground, and as tomatoes are doing well, we've got as tomatoes in our polytunnel this year. Usually I plant them outdoors, but we've planted some indoors this year because I've got beefsteak ones and they need a lot more hotter weather to get them to ripen better. So we've planted all those beefsteak ones in the polytunnel. We've also potted up some melon plants, hopefully try and get some melons growing this year in the polytunnel. We've also got some pepper plants. Now my pepper plants, I started them off in January because last year they were only just fruiting when it was getting towards the end of the year, so they didn't do very well, but we planted them in January this year and they're growing really well. They've got flowers on them, so hopefully we'll get some fruit growing on our pepper plants this year and get a great collection. Now it's also coming to the time of strawberry picking. A lot of you may be picking them already, as I've seen loads of people picking them, but they're down south, so they tend to ripen a bit before when they do up north. My dad's just started picking his, and a few of mine are starting to turn red. We have picked our first red ones today. Some of them need to ripen a little bit more, but I'm picking them because we have pesky squirrels down here and they tend to pinch them. So do the birds, and the wood lice love them as well, and they bite into them once they're ripened. So I'm trying to get them before anything starts to attack them and we can actually enjoy them this year, because I didn't get many at all last year down here on the allotment, so I'm hoping to get a better produce from. Now one thing that is doing really well is my loganberry. I shared that in another video previously, and that has got so much fruit coming on it this year. We're going to be inundated with loganberries this year. They're a bit like raspberry, but they're bigger, and the plant is thornless as well, so you don't get prickled to death off it, and you can train it along the side of your plot as it grows really long and gets so much produce on it. And every year that it's in, it'll grow bigger and bigger and you'll get more and more produce on it. And loganberries are good for jam, they're good with ice cream, good with custard, absolutely delicious. So if you're wanting to try a fruit which is very productive, loganberry, go and look it up and get some planted. And it's easy to take cuttings from it as well. All you do is stick the end in some soil, let it root, and then snip it off, and then you've got yourself another plant. It's as easy as that. We've also got absolutely hundreds of plums growing. We've got loads of cooking apples this year. We've got loads of eating apples. I didn't prune my fruit trees this year, I left them. We gave them a big prune the other year and I didn't get much fruit on them last year. So I've left them this year to do what they want, because sometimes when you prune a fruit tree, it stresses it and you won't get as much fruit on it. So I've left it. So hopefully we'll get a good crop this year, and I'll prune them this year for next year, so we'll probably not get as much produce next year. But I'm looking forward to a good productive year this year, a good produce down here at the allotment. I don't know if I'll get as many vegetables, but we'll see. But fruit wise, we're going to get an absolute cracking amount. So has May been successful? I would say so. We've had some gorgeous weather to get the plants growing. Then we've had the rain to help them settle in and get established. And overall, May has definitely been a very good month to have. So roll on June and hopefully get some great produce. So I'll speak to you all later. Remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben everyone.